Hi everyone, good morning. We hope you're okay. Can we comment if which school we're from? Good morning everyone. So today we are all here because we would want to talk about what happens to Google for Education after September 30, 2020. So again, we are very happy to be hosting this town hall meeting for all of the schools that, we've helped all over the country throughout this pandemic and again, provisioning them accounts for G Suite for Education. So again, good morning everyone. If you're here watching with us or listening in this town hall meeting, please do note that we have our team online and we will try to answer all of your questions as much as we could. So please do use the chat box function or the comment section on the right part of your screen and you will be able to see that. Hopefully, if you're here again, we would encourage everyone to comment your school, where you're from, or city. That would be best. Of course, we would want to say hi to everyone. Hi, Sir Nolly. Good morning. Um, Again, in many more schools, I hope and I believe is going to join us for today. So again, happy Monday to everyone. And in a while, we'll be starting with our town hall meeting. Just a reminder to everyone that you can again ask your questions on the comment section on the right part of your screen, and our team would gladly answer as much as we could. Also, later on, by the end of this video or by the end of this town hall webinar, we will have a short Q&A portion to at least, address all of these questions later on. So again, good morning to our Gone Google schools. Happy Monday. We hope that it's going to be a productive week for everyone. So now, of course, I believe you will be you'll be asking a lot of questions about the enterprise, and we'll be discussing that later on. Good morning, Sir Romuel. Good morning, Miss Kate from Creston. Hello. Again, more people joining us at the comments section. Nuestra Señora de Guia East Rizal. Hello. Miss Christina Remo, good morning. So, I'm so happy to be seeing familiar names and familiar schools at the comment section because definitely these are schools that we've assisted all throughout the time that we've been here in QSR. So again, a very bright morning to everyone. So now what are the most asked questions? Remember the last week we sent out an email to our Gone Google schools, reminding them that there are some features that will not be available anymore after the 30th of September. And some replies, we actually did this town hall webinar for all of us who have questions because we'd want to address all of your questions together in one setting. And, at least everyone gets the answer immediately, not by emailing us individually, but, so we initiated this town hall webinar for all of our Gone Google schools. Most of the questions that we got are the following. So, ma'am, what's going to happen after September 30? Mawawala na po ba yung G Suite for Education namin? No, yun yung one of the most asked questions on our team. So let me just go to my next slide and I'll show you some of the features that will be lost after the 30th of September. And these are integral features that I'm sure your school is using while we are doing distance learning. So before September 30, we have been enjoying 250 participants in Google Meet, especially if you are a new Gone Google school. You are immediately given the 250 participant who could join the Google Meet. But after September 30, it would go back to 100 participants. Okay. In our current Google Meet setup, we have live streaming up until 100,000 participants in a single domain. But after September 30, there will be no more live streaming feature. Okay. Last but not the least, we also have the recording feature now. And this one automatically saves in your Google Drive. And I'm sure that this is the feature that most of us mainly use. But after September 30, there will no longer be that recording feature. Okay? So let's all remember that these features are originally from the enterprise version of G Suite for Education. And because of the pandemic, Google was kind enough to give it also to the free version, which is the G Suite for Education that most of us already have. Now you're wondering, no, akala ko po ba G Suite for Education is free? Yes, it is free before September 30, and after September 30, it will continuously be free. Because you will still have your Google Classroom, you will still have your admin console, you would still have all of the tools that you have. You can still use Google Meet even. But these features, the one that is enumerated in front of you, those features will revert back to its basic features. No? As I said earlier on, there is no expiration with your G Suite for Education, the basic one. It will not expire. You can still use it. It's still going to be free. But there are some features that will not be there anymore, which are the ones that I have enumerated in front of you. I hope that is clear to all of our schools because, again, I know all of you are worried. Nako, baka mawala yung G Suite for Education ko. Baka mawala yung unlimited drive ko. Hindi po. It will stay there. It will be there. Wala pa naman pong sinasabi sa amin si Google na, nako, may bayad na yan. Wala po. Si G Suite for Education will be free. But again, as we move on, as we discuss further for today, and I will be discussing the enterprise version with all of you also, yun po ang, again, malalaman natin just in a short while. So, hopefully, again, as of the moment, si G Suite for Education is perpetually free. So, wala pong yung mga accounts po na meron kayo that we help provision for you will still be there and it will not expire. Okay? So, yung mga .ph.education domain nyo po or .edu.ph, it will still be there. Okay? Sa inyo pa rin po yun. Okay? Sinagot po tayo ni Ms. Christine Macalalad, the free G Suite for Education subscription will not expire. Yes, it will not expire. So, moving on, I know we are all excited also to learn about G Suite Enterprise for Education because the features na recording, live streaming, at saka yung 250 participants, at marami pang updates in the coming months that will be rolled out this year, it is part of G Suite Enterprise for Education. Okay, so what is G Suite for Enterprise? G Suite Enterprise for Education, no? Before anything, no, I'm sure we are all aware, no, that today's situation somewhat forced us to have a paradigm shift. Actually, it did force us, right? To go from that face-to-face setup instruction to the virtual instruction. And even without the pandemic, I'm sure we are aware that all of these things are changing already. Kahit hindi tayo tinamaan ng COVID, sure tayo na itong mga to ay palaging nagbabago at continuously nagbabago siya. Number one, technology continuously evolves. Every year, there's a new cell phone line that's coming out. There's a new laptop that's in the market, and so on and so forth. So continuously, technology evolves also. Aside from this, our students' learning and coping mechanisms change. Institutions, especially, again, since we are in a pandemic, are looking for new ways to deliver instruction. That's why we have several modes of instruction. We have modular, we have asynchronous, we have synchronous learning. All of these things are delivery instructions in order for us to find new ways to make sure that they still get the proper education that we would want them to get, that quality education. And aside from this, teaching methods are also being challenged every day to be in parallel with the students' way of learning. And as we all know, information is also continuously changing. There are many different types or pieces of research being published every day. There are journal articles every week, every day, every month, because information is everywhere, right? And there is some sense that we have to because everything is very is available online. It's easily reachable by a lot of people, including students and teachers. So all of these factors are very big impacts to our community as schools. And what we've heard from a lot of schools, from all of the meetings that we've had, from the basic G Suite for Education to the enterprise version, is that schools and education technology departments share actually the same concerns as businesses and corporations, which is number one, of course, we want to have better admin controls. We also want to have we want to be able to provide better collaboration tools, and so on and so forth. So this is actually where G Suite Enterprise for Education comes in. And the enterprise version of G Suite for Education came about or was launched in April 2018. And as we introduce the enterprise edition to all of you Gun Google schools, this is just going to be an overview of the additional functions that you will be able to get once you enroll for G Suite Enterprise for Education. So, this is the running question for everyone. If there is a G Suite Enterprise for Education, what happens to G Suite for Education? And this is what I have been emphasizing since the beginning of our town hall meeting, is that G Suite for Education is here to stay. If you have the basic version for your school or for your school's domain, you will still keep it. It will stay to continuously support schools like you. And again, if you need more features, that is where the enterprise version comes in. So again, G Suite for Education is here to stay. It is perpetually free. It will not expire once you've registered your school under G Suite for Education. It's going to be there. You can still use it. But of course, we have upgraded features for the enterprise version. And up until the end of the year, up until the coming years, there will be upgrades that only the enterprise version will have. So again, that is your brief overview on the G Suite for and G Suite Enterprise for Education and what is going to happen to our basic G Suite for Education licenses. So just a quick comparison of these two. G Suite Enterprise for Education, again, is for schools who would want more advanced capabilities for their users and administrators alike. And this would entail, of course, it would entail a cost for the enterprise version, but we'll focus more on that at the latter part of the presentation. So now we will run through some of the features that you will be getting for your enterprise version. Okay. First and foremost, you get enhanced visibility, security, and control. Okay. The Security Center provides advanced controls and oversight for schools, school administrators to prevent, detect, and remediate security incidents, which means you get to prevent, you get to solve, phishing and malware concerns in your accounts. Aside from this, of course, we also get more tools to get more data insights, to get more reports, right? This is, you get to see which tools or users use their accounts, which departments use it more, which apps are being used more. And, this is actually where you get to revolve around when it comes to decision making. So again, just to emphasize more on our security, which I flashed in earlier on. Remember, if we feel secure with our personal Gmail accounts, we are more secure with our G Suite accounts G Suite for Education accounts because we have our own admin console. And again, imagine how much more security you will be able to get if you get the enterprise version of G Suite for Education. So moving on to the next few parts or the next few ones, we have what? We have a better search. We have a more powerful search. It's going to be easier for us to get to search for the documents, the files, and many other things in our drive, in our email, because the enterprise version has a more powerful search tool. So aside from this, you also get advanced MDM or mobile device management. This is very important, especially in the school's devices. If you have devices that are not necessarily Chromebooks, if you get the enterprise version, it's also going to be easy for the school to, have inventory over their devices. And it doesn't have to be a Chromebook. It could be a Windows laptop, could be an Apple product. As long as you have the enterprise version, the device management is also easier for our enterprise version. And this is going to be very helpful. This next tool is going to be very helpful for our teachers. A lot of us are worried about plagiarism, right? And the originality report is going to be in the enterprise version at an unlimited rate, which means you can check all of your homeworks and find out if this is being plagiarized or not. In the basic version, we are only limited to 3 assignments. Okay? You are still given the originality reports, but you are limited to having 3 assignments to be checked with the originality report. In the enterprise version, you are given unlimited assignments to have it checked with originality reports. So that is your originality reports that's integrated in your Google Classroom. So again, I believe this is the most weighted feature for the enterprise version is that we will be given, further video learning and collaboration tools via our Hangouts Meet. And I believe Hangouts Meet has been very much used all throughout this pandemic because you get to record, your classes. You also get to go back to it. You can send it to students who were absent that day because you have the recording with you. And that's going to be, easier and beneficial for everyone. And in the enterprise version, you get to have the 250 participant Google Meet. You still get to record because, again, this is an enterprise version feature. You also get to live stream up until 100,000 participants from the same domain. And what else are we waiting for in Google Meet? We have additional features such as hand raising. It's going to be native already in Google Meet. Originally, we used an extension called Nod for the hand raising. But in this case, we may now, it's now going to be native in Google Meet. We also have additional moderation controls, which means it gives hosts more control on muting, on presenting, uh, turning on the chat box, and the like. We also have Jamboard that's going to be integrated in Google Meet. If you are not aware of what Jamboard is a digital whiteboard, okay, of G Suite. And what else? We have noise cancellation. We have a denoiser coming up in Google Meet. We also have attendance tracking. What else? Q&A. We have polling. We also have breakout rooms. So all of these are going to be native in the Google Meet upgrade in the enterprise version of G Suite for Education. And it's going to be rolled out continuously and gradually up until the end of the year. So ito po yung mga features na aabangan natin when it comes to when it comes to Hangouts Meet and its features. Okay. So moving on, this is just, a short comparison of both of the editions. For our G Suite for Education, you will continuously have access to all of these tools. Excuse me. We have, you still have access to your Drive, Gmail, Hangout sites, all of these things, even your admin console. But for the enterprise version, you get to have more features and more powerful features at that. And these are the ones on your screen. Remember, we were also, in our previous email, I think it's also around last week, we sent out a PDF on the summary of the basic G Suite for Education and the enterprise, G Suite Enterprise for Education. So that is for you also to check out so that it's easier for us to at least have that sense of comparison between these two features or these two licenses. Last but not the least, I know your concerns would also be cost. So we have, how do I say this? We have two ways of, or two types of rates. Number one would be partial domain rate, which means that if you have 100 teachers in your school and you only want to get 50 licenses, that is a partial domain, no? That you do not get all, you not get licenses for all of your faculty and staff. This is a partial license, and the rate is $4 a month or $48 per year per license. Okay? So that is your partial domain. That is, if we get to see the slides, it's for individual teams and departments. So hiwalay siya, hindi siya yung buong school. Okay? Again, if it's partial domain, it's at $48 per year per license. Okay? So that is your partial domain. For full domain licensing, full domain licensing meaning that everyone gets an enterprise license, okay? Everyone in the school, the faculty and the staff are given licenses. We are at a promotional rate of $2 per month per user, and that equates to $24 a year per user, okay? So again, $24 per license or per user per year kung lahat po ng faculty and staff natin ay bibigyan natin ng enterprise licenses. And wait, there's more. Kasi po, if we get full domain licensing, we will not only get the number of licenses that we have, that we bought, more so, we are given a 1:10 ratio. Which means, kung meron po akong 100 teachers, 100 licenses din ang bibilhin ko, meron na, ang rate ko ay $24 per year per license. Pero, meron pa po akong 1:10 ratio. Ibig sabihin, meron pa akong, sa bawat isang lisensya na bibilhin ko na enterprise, meron akong 10 lisensya na libre para sa mga estudyante ko. Okay. Take note, yung 10 libre po ay para lang sa ating mga students. So, again, kung bibili ako ng 100 licenses for all my faculty and staff, meron akong 1,000 licenses para sa aking mga students. Okay? So, yun po ang 1:10 ratio. Ang pricing po natin is just going to be $24 for that if it's a full domain, but it's only up until this year. So kung gusto nyo po na mag-enterprise license for the promotional rate, it's going to be $24 just for this year. Kasi po, in the next year, we are expecting a price increase for the enterprise version. So, yun po, that is, I believe, the end of my presentation for today. We are hoping that our team has clarified some of the queries that you have along the way. So, kung meron pa po tayong mga tanong, of course, we would be glad to, answer all of these at the comment section. You may continuously chat or type in your questions at the comment section so we can clarify some of these queries. So, si Sir Louie, may tinanong po siya dito, what do you mean by free originality provision? How do we count it? Sir, pag nag-set ka ng assignment sa classroom at kinlik mo yung originality report, Kunyari po nagpa-essay tayo, gusto natin malaman kung na-plagiarize nila yon. Naalala po natin sa Google Classroom, sa right side, may checkbox kung gusto natin i-check with originality reports. Pag nakatatlong beses na ganun po kayo, meron din po doon actually question mark, malalaman nyo kung nakailan na kayo. Pero ang limit po ng basic ay 3. Okay? 3 per class. 3 beses nyo lang po makikita yon, 3 beses nyo lang po siya magagamit. But again, in the enterprise version, kahit lahat ng assignment mo, ipa-originality reports mo, wala pong problema. So, any more questions? By the way, if you are interested for the G Suite Enterprise for Education, it's our email is still the same. It's education@qsr.com.ph, and we would love to assist you on this so that, of course, we can also track which schools we've already sent the proposals to. We would love to help you out on this. Again, you can email us at education@qsr.com.ph, and I believe it's still going to be the same for all of us. Ito po yung ginamit nyo rin na email nung nag-ask po kayo ng help with us provisioning you for the basic G Suite, and it's still the email that we will give out to you if you want to ask for the enterprise proposal. So, any more concerns? I believe our team has answered your questions here on the chat box. What else? Miss Melanie answered the question already here. We're extending access to premium recordings until temporary recordings are available to all education users, which means, again, after September 30th, it will no longer be available, right? The temporary recordings would, I believe, be available by the end of the year. So after September 30, hindi na po kayo makakapag-record. There is still no final, how do I say this, feature as to how the temporary recordings would be like. So, but what we know is that it will come out by the end of the year pa. So after September 30, it still is the same. You will not be able to record up until the time that they, update us with the temporary recordings. But again, after September 30, yun na po yung ating features, which are the ones that I have flashed in the beginning of this town hall webinar. So ito po yun. Again, any more questions? We would love to, answer more of them here at the comment section of our webinar or town hall meeting. So, okay. So, for, again, any questions, inquiries, or if you want us to send out proposals, you may email us at education@qsr.com.ph. And of course, we would be very glad to help you out. And as what we have been doing, we have been helping schools to, cope up with this pandemic. So just email us and we will be very glad to help you in all of the needs of your schools. So if there are no more questions, I believe that is where we end today's session for this town hall meeting. You are members of our, Gun Google Schools Google groups, and we will continuously send updates there. Don't worry about that. If we have updates from Google, we are very active on that end. So yes, we will be giving you updates every now and then. And we are glad that you appreciated that we gave you a heads up in the first week of September, at least letting you know about what's going to happen by the end of September. Kasi ayaw po naming magulat kayo. Baka po kasi bigla nyo kaming tanungin what happened. Even if in the beginning, this is what we've been emphasizing to our schools, that these are temporary features that's only given to schools until September 30, 2020. So Again, thank you everyone for joining us for today's town hall webinar. And rest assured, this is not going to be the last one. We will be doing town hall webinars if in case there are more questions and concerns from our Gone Google schools. And we really know that this is at least one of the most effective ways we can reach out to you immediately so that we have real-time conversations as we move along. So thank you everyone. Thank you to the 44 people who joined us today, and the link is going to still be up in our Facebook page, in our YouTube channel. So please do hit the subscribe button also, so that once we have, webinars published in our YouTube channel, you will also be notified. So thank you again. Thank you for everyone who joined us. If you want to rewatch this town hall webinar, the link is still going to be available. So thank you, everyone. Ma'am, I'm sorry, just one more question from Sir Louis. Ma'am, is the enterprise validity per school year? Sir, the validity of the enterprise version is 12 months. So there is a lock-in period of 1 year. So kung kailan po kayo nag-onboard with the enterprise version, there is that 12-month lock-in period. And we understand that the school year is not 12 months, but the lock-in period for the enterprise version is 12 months. So we hope that we've cleared all of your questions. Again, thank you. Hi, Sir Bikes, you're here. Thank you, Sir Louis. Thank you, Nuestra Senora de Guia. Both of the schools are here. We have Green Heights, and we also have the one from East Rizal. Sir Nolly, thank you. Our participants from Creston, Miss Kate, thank you for joining us. Sir Carlo, just email us at education@qsr.com.ph. We will be very glad to help you. Sir Jeff, thank you for your questions. And some of our other participants, Miss Caroline, thank you for joining us also. Miss Christina, and all of the other participants who were not able to comment but are here watching with us. Thank you so much for, being with us today and for spending time with us this Monday morning. We hope that you all have a productive week ahead. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again. Bye.